Hi, this is a Peripheral error devlog. This one specifically is going to be about the collectible that I've custom coded specifically for the game, implemented the models made by Caleb, and got them implemented as according to the design that we initially came up with. Starting with the blockout design, the initial plan that I made in Dungeon Scroll had accounted for the positions of all these collectibles, as you can see with the little squares that I'm hovering my mouse over. In general, these were made to fit the general flow of the game as according to this plan, where the player would move around these larger houses and be led across this kind of diagonal line, led in from here, going to the tree and then exploring this kind of area before going into the cave and ending here as hopefully the final collectible, because that presents a challenge as them coming out here, but then they're also right near the exit, so it creates that kind of satisfying end. Um, Basically, all of the collectibles are placed in this formation. We removed two of the collectibles due to difficulty and confusion that was had during the playtest that we received on the feedback form, and kind of formed a few adjustments around. But this is the current collectible layout. Zooming into one of them, you can see that this is the custom model that Caleb made. It came in to engine pretty easily, almost no issues. And this yellow light that's coming off of it, I added to just emphasize it more and give more visibility in what is going to be a quite dark environment. And this collectible is going to be one of the few models that doesn't have this outline that all the rest of the environment is going to have. So it's important to make sure that we still have visual clarity around it. Jack has also made a custom sound effect in Audacity and put it on these collectibles to give it a kind of recognizable sound. And I've been working on some UI that I'll show in a later devlog, that will show you how many collectibles you've collected, as that was another piece of feedback we received on the playtest. Um, Jumping into actually testing the game, you can see where they're kind of all scattered around, just a good walkable distance. I think it takes about 40-60 seconds to walk the entire map, about 40 to sprint it. So this gives a lot of space and kind of time for our player to get lost a little bit, which is intended as the game is exploration and like horror based. So if the map was too small and the collectibles were very close together, it would kind of get rid of all the difficulty of the game. The difficulty in the game comes from where these collectibles are, so the placement of them has been quite interesting to figure out. Our enemy is approaching, so I'm going to collect the collectible and end the playtest before he gets me. But yeah, that's basically everything for it. If you have a quick look at the scripts, it's quite simple, honestly. It's just works based on a score counter and the game object, and it uses a core routine to increase the score and play the sound. And it just calls that in this collectible script, which is placed on each individual one. It calls the score increase to increase this, and then once the score is 7, it sets the win game object to true. I might also add some UI later on that kind of urges the player towards the win and maybe shows them the direction of it, if I can figure that out, as it's all the way over here. And if they don't follow the intended path, it might be a bit confusing for them to find out. They should be pulled to this later though, as this is going to be made into this large orange kind of, the idea behind it is firewall, so that should draw them in anyways. So I just need to visually show them about that. But yeah, that's everything to do with the collectible. Um, See you in the next devlog.